Do you know who you are? What is your idea about who you are? You know, most of the time we think we are our minds. That is how the world is designed. You are your mind. But I see the world as a movie. And you know, in a movie, there are characters. And these characters, and most of us, most of the people, we've forgotten that we are not the mind. And if you've forgotten that you are not the mind, then you think you are the character in this movie. There are situations whereby the world makes it available that you can even switch characters and you still think it's you. You know who you are. As I'm talking, you can listen to me, right? As I talk, you listen. What makes you listen is who you are. That is beyond the mind. That is the soul. That is beyond the mind. It is what makes you hear the information that comes to your mind and makes you act. That is beyond the mind. What makes you hear me or what makes you listen to me is the God in you. You see, that your thought cannot conceptualize these things because you are not the mind. Who do you think you are? You know, most of the time, everything about this world is teachings and knowing and belief. If you see someone act in a certain way, it's because of what they know. It does not mean it is bad, but that is what they know. Until the individual is ready to what? To change what they know. You see, nature is so wonderful. The universe is so wonderful that it has given us a lot of things to our benefit. What is your teachings? What are some of the teachings you know about drugs? For instance, weed. There are a whole lot of teachings. Growing up, there are a whole lot of teachings about weed. There are a whole lot of teachings about drugs, especially in this part of the continent. When you take it, you do this. When you take it, you go mad. When you take it, you do this. When you take it, you do this. That is all we know growing up. And if you believe in these teachings and you take these things, truly you will go mad. Because that is the first thing it will reveal to you. This teaching, what I'm talking about, is not popular. These teachings is not popular. What I'm talking about are teachings that the world don't want you to know. What is your idea? What do you know about weed? Now, you see, sometimes in the creative industry, most people take these things in order to be who they are. Now, let me tell you what this drug does. The drug's job is to reveal who you are. For instance, when you take weed, the drugs job is just to reveal who you are. And so, let's say for instance, you are working on yourself, like certain things that not excite you anymore. You want something higher. You want to seek something, like you are ready to be who you are. Or certain things that not excite you anymore. You want to know something. And let's say for instance, somebody introduce and you take these things, possibility that it will reveal who you are is high. This is what the world doesn't want you to know. That is how it is. It will reveal who you are. And see, let's say for instance, about 5 people take these things, you will get a different reaction. What is popular out there is the person took this drug and this is what they find their state in. But does that mean that when you take this drug, this is what you do? No. In everything there are positive and negative. In everything there are positive and negative. But the negatives is what is in our faces. It's what they push out there. That when you take it, this is it. When you take it, this is it. But when you come to the creative industry, you see a lot of people taking these things. What is the secret behind these things? Now, this is what the drug does. The drug's job is just to reveal who you are. And so when you take this thing and you become so excited, and now you become so creative, that is who you are. The drug is just revealing who you are. And now that you know who you are, then now it comes to a belief system that yes, the drug have revealed to me who I am. And now this is who I am. You need to have a knowing that this is who you are and embody it. Most people think reasons why people are addicted to certain drugs and they think they can't do away with it is because they think they are not who the drugs makes them feel. And so they become addicted to this drug to a point where now it gets to a certain point where this drug does not do what it does to them when they first took it. And now they have to add different things. Sometimes you hear in music when people say, I've taken these drugs and now it makes me slow. So now I've switched to a different one. And this is what it does. The more you take these drugs, the more away you feel from self. Because the drug's job is just to reveal who you are. And if you know who you are now, embody it. Have a belief, have a knowing that this is who I am. You see, it is not meant, the drug is not meant to be addicted to. Its job is just to reveal who you are. A lot of programming, a lot of things, we've went through a lot of things. So the drug's job is just to remind you that, hey, this is who you are as a person. And now that you know who you are, embody it, have a knowing. This knowing you have to know this thing, that even when you close your eyes and somebody asks you, know that this is who I am. Let's ask ourselves, if the universe is magical, then who are we in the universe? Ask yourself this question. If the universe itself is magical, then who I am in this universe? You see, it has to be a knowing. Who you are has to be a knowing. And so in a situation whereby there are conversation, who you are, people will know who you are when you are talking. Because if you know it by some teachings and you don't embody it by knowing it yourself, then that is not knowing. Most of the things we know about these drugs are negatives. Are the negatives. And so when someone says, look at this, the person will do this. The person will, for instance, the person will go mad. If you take this thing, you will go mad. You will go mad. That is what is out there. But is it true? Yes, it's true if you believe in the teachings, because that is the first thing the drug will probably show you. Will probably remind you of. Yes. That is why if about 5 people or 10 people take these things, you will get a different reaction depending on how these individuals has worked on themselves and their knowings. It is designed, that is its nature. Its nature is just to reveal you. Does that mean it is bad? Does that mean it is bad? So why is it popular out there that it is bad? Let's begin to ask ourselves. If all you know about these drugs is to make you creative, then you have to always stick to it in order to be creative. When you get to a certain level and you don't take it, then you can't be creative, because you feel more aware of self, because that is not the drug's job. The drug's job is just to reveal who you are. And now that you know who you are, yes, I know who I am. Okay, so now embody it. Have a knowing. And believe that this is who you are, and be creative. Because in natural sense, we are all creative. It's what we know about ourselves will make that creativity show. Or what we know about ourselves is what can make us embody our creativity or who we are. You see how it is. Everything is belief, everything is knowing. Stay safe, subscribe, see you.